Learning martial arts is like learning cool tricks. You start with finger pokes, punches, maybe even some funny moves called breakfast. It's like practicing for a test. You gotta do all the moves, then start again to get good. But speaking of legends, Bruce Lee wasn't just another fighter. He was basically the king of martial arts, the one everyone else wanted to be like. There are tons of awesome fighters today, super tough and famous for kicking butt. But guess what? Most of them probably looked up to Bruce Lee, either because he trained them or they just thought he was super cool. Even though Bruce Lee only lived 32 years, he's like a giant star in pop culture, and everyone still remembers him today. He was such an amazing fighter that people have trouble believing some of the things they saw him do. Luckily, there are videos of him in action. If you don't think he was that incredible, watching these clips might change your mind. He definitely wasn't a fake. But before we jump into those awesome fight scenes, let's learn a little more about Bruce. You might be surprised to know his real name wasn't actually Bruce. He was born Lee Junfan in 1940. His dad was a Cantonese opera singer and his mom was Chinese. Even though he was born in California during his parents' international tour, he moved back to Hong Kong when he was just a baby. Because he was born in the US, he became a US citizen too. Things got tough for Bruce's family. Japan attacked Hong Kong during World War II and took over the city for a few years. This wasn't a good time for anyone living there. Because his dad was a Cantonese opera singer, Bruce got a lucky break and started acting in movies at a young age. He even appeared in some films as a kid and got a cool Chinese nickname that meant Little Dragon. By the time he was 18, he had already been in 20 movies. That's a lot of acting for someone so young. But schoolwork wasn't Bruce's strength. He wasn't a bad student, but he just couldn't seem to focus on books as much as he did on fighting. He got into a lot of scuffles and just couldn't avoid trouble. Seeing this, Bruce's parents thought maybe martial arts training could help him channel his energy in a more positive way. Maybe learning some self-control and discipline would keep him out of fights and help him focus more in school. This might have been the best decision Bruce's parents ever made. In 1953, his friend introduced him to a famous martial arts teacher named IP Man. Bruce really wanted to learn Wing Chun Kung Fu from this master, but there was a snag. Back then, some Chinese martial arts schools didn't allow foreigners to learn their secrets. Since Bruce had some European background from his mom, they wouldn't teach him at first. But Bruce's friend convinced them to give him a chance, and Bruce got in. He trained hard under IP Man, who taught his students to be disciplined and only fight when they had to. Bruce was a quick learner and became really good at martial arts. He even won a boxing championship in Hong Kong in 1958. Unfortunately, Bruce still liked to get into fights outside of competitions. He got into so much trouble, including beating up someone who then told the police that his mom decided it was best for him to leave Hong Kong. In 1959, he went back to the United States to live with his sister. He settled in Seattle, went to school, and even got a job as a waiter. Bruce became so good at martial arts by 1959 that he actually started teaching it himself. He even created his own style called Junfan Kung Fu, and opened his first martial arts school in Seattle. College wasn't really working out for him, so he dropped out in early 1964 and moved to Oakland. There, he kept training and competing in martial arts tournaments. He even showed off his cool 1-inch punch for the first time at a big competition in 1964. Remember how Bruce had trouble learning Wing Chun because he wasn't fully Chinese? Well, things came full circle in a surprising way when he started teaching his own version of it in America. Some people, especially those who were very strict about keeping martial arts traditions pure, were not happy about this. They thought Bruce was taking something special and changing it, and that he shouldn't be teaching it to just anyone. One such person was Wong, a martial artist who was a master of several different fighting styles. There are different stories about what happened between Bruce and Wong, but it all stemmed from this disagreement about teaching martial arts to outsiders. According to Bruce's wife, Linda, a storm was brewing in San Francisco's Chinatown. Traditional martial arts teachers there were furious that Bruce was teaching his fighting style, Junfan Kung Fu, to anyone who wanted to learn, regardless of ethnicity. Back then, some Chinese martial arts schools had a very strict rule of keeping their techniques a secret within their community, passed down only through generations of family or trusted students. Linda said these disgruntled teachers basically issued an ultimatum to Bruce: stop teaching your martial arts to anyone who isn't Chinese. This flew in the face of everything Bruce believed in. He thought that martial arts should be open to everyone who wanted to learn self-defense and hone their skills. When Bruce refused to comply, a martial artist named Wong challenged him to a high-stakes duel. It was winner take all. If Wong won, Bruce would have to shut down his school. His dream of sharing his unique approach to martial arts dashed. But if Bruce emerged victorious, he'd be free to teach his Junfan Gung Fu to anyone he wanted, shattering the old traditions of secrecy. There's another wrinkle in this story, though. Wong himself told a very different version of events. He claimed he challenged Bruce not because of Bruce's student's race, but because of Bruce's own ego. According to Wong, Bruce had been bragging during a demonstration at a Chinatown theater. Wong said Bruce boasted about being the best fighter in all of San Francisco, claiming he could beat anyone with ease. Wong, ever the competitive martial artist, took offense to this public display of arrogance. He challenged Bruce to a fight, not to protect some outdated tradition, but simply to shut Bruce up and prove that his skills weren't all talk. The reported showdown between Bruce Lee and Wong has stirred much debate over the years, with conflicting narratives clouding the truth. According to most sources, the altercation lasted an unusually long 20 to 25 minutes, much lengthier than typical fights of the time. Wong claimed that he anticipated a respectful bout, only to be met with Bruce's aggressive onslaught. Allegedly, Bruce launched an unexpected attack, aiming for Wong's eyes when offered a handshake. Michael Dorgan's book, Bruce Lee's Toughest Fight, suggested that the battle concluded due to Bruce's exhaustion rather than a clear victor. However, Bruce and his wife Linda offered a different account, asserting that the altercation lasted a mere 3 minutes, ending with Bruce emerging triumphant. Although the specifics remain disputed, it's agreed that Bruce delivered the first punch, leading to Wong conceding defeat. Despite the lack of footage capturing the encounter, the 1993 film Dragon: The Bruce Lee Story portrays a balanced fight, ultimately resulting in Bruce's victory. Regardless of the differing versions, Bruce's reputation as a martial arts master only grew after the incident. He proudly proclaimed his triumph over Wong, solidifying his status in the martial arts community. In response, Wong shared his perspective with a Chinese-language newspaper in San Francisco and even challenged Bruce to a public rematch, seeking to set the record straight. Following the altercation with Wong, Bruce Lee's focus shifted towards his burgeoning acting career. His breakthrough came with the role of Kato in the TV series The Green Hornet, alongside Van Williams. This marked the beginning of his journey to becoming a bona fide movie star. Over the ensuing years, Bruce starred in numerous films, including Ironside and Marlowe, showcasing his versatility and talent. He also contributed behind the scenes, assisting in the production of movies like The Wrecking Crew and A Walk in the Spring Rain, serving roles such as choreographer and technical advisor. During this period, Bruce also introduced Jeet Kune Do, a revolutionary approach to martial arts, in 1967. Dissatisfied with the limitations of traditional styles, he emphasized practicality, speed, and efficiency in his teachings. After a brief hiatus from work, Bruce established the Yunfang Gung Fu Institute, aiming to modernize traditional kung fu techniques. Under Jeet Kune Do, Bruce emphasized methods such as weight training, running, and stretching to enhance strength, endurance, and flexibility. As the 1970s approached, Bruce grew disillusioned with Western cinema and returned to his roots, focusing on creating martial arts films in his hometown. Returning to his roots in Hong Kong proved to be a stroke of genius for Bruce Lee. Not only did it allow him to develop the martial arts scene in his homeland, but it also elevated his status as a cult hero in Hollywood. His films continued to captivate audiences, ensuring his relevance in the industry. Bruce's international appeal only added to his mystique, enhancing his reputation as both a person and a character. Balancing his acting career with his passion for martial arts, Bruce found himself in an enviable position, enjoying the best of both worlds. His work in Hong Kong and Asia showcased his dedication as a fighter and choreographer. Tales of his rigorous training and commitment to perfection undoubtedly circulated widely. Footage from this period highlights Bruce's intensity and determination, such as the training montage depicting him kicking a heavy pad with remarkable force. Despite his slender frame, Bruce's kicks packed a punch, causing even the holder of the pad to stagger back with each blow. It's a testament to his incredible strength and skill, demonstrating why he remains an icon in the world of martial arts. Bruce's kicking skills were legendary, with tales circulating that he carried his beloved kicking pad everywhere he went. It wasn't uncommon for him to invite guests into his home for sparring sessions, where he'd unleash powerful kicks that sent them flying through the air. While they may not have literally soared like birds, Bruce's kicks were undoubtedly formidable, but it wasn't just his kicks that earned him a fearsome reputation. Bruce was also known for his lightning-fast and devastating punches. His ability to strike swiftly and forcefully made him a force to be reckoned with, even on his opponent's best days. In training videos, Bruce's punches were so powerful that he encountered difficulties with regular punching bags, often tearing through them. To counter this, he sought out heavier bags, typically weighing around 50 kilograms, to provide a more suitable challenge for his exceptional strength and skill. Bruce's punching bags were no ordinary ones. They reportedly weighed a staggering 135 kilograms, nearly 3 times the weight of regular bags. Even with this immense weight, it's likely that Bruce could still tear through them with his powerful punches. It's safe to say, crossing paths with Bruce Lee in a fight wasn't something most people wanted to experience. Moving on to his workout routines, there's an intriguing clip of Bruce demonstrating his famous 1 and 2 finger push-ups. For many of us, doing push-ups on 2 hands is challenging enough, leaving us feeling the strain after just a few reps. But for Bruce, this was child's play. He effortlessly performed push-ups using only 2 fingers of 1 hand, adding an extra layer of difficulty to an already impressive feat. Let's shift our focus from training to real fights to witness Bruce Lee's true mastery of martial arts. Bruce had a tendency to showcase his skills, understandably so, given his reputation as the greatest fighter of his time. In one remarkable display, Bruce effortlessly defeated a professional fighter while blindfolded in under 10 seconds. Despite being unable to see, he maneuvered the opponent into various lock positions, ultimately causing him to lose his balance and fall. It's mind-boggling to imagine the extent of the damage Bruce could inflict if they had fought on equal terms. This brings us to one of Bruce's most iconic movies, Enter the Dragon. This film not only revolutionized martial arts cinema, but also solidified Bruce's status as a legendary figure. Even today, it remains one of the most influential martial arts films ever made, leaving an indelible mark on the genre. Throughout Bruce's filmmaking career, there was a recurring theme. People loved to challenge him on set. Whether it was due to doubting his abilities or simply seeking a thrill, individuals would often test their skills against him. Despite the risks involved, Bruce occasionally entertained these challenges. One memorable incident occurred during the filming of Enter the Dragon. The filmmakers had requested extensive behind-the-scenes footage to promote the movie. Wong, tasked with capturing these moments, recounted an extraordinary encounter with an extra who dared to challenge Bruce. In the documentary detailing the film's production, Wong described how the extra drew a circle on the ground and boldly proclaimed, "I'm going to let you hit me 3 times. Ready?" Before the extra could even finish speaking, Bruce's lightning-fast strikes had knocked his teeth out. It's hard to imagine what must have been going through the extra's mind to challenge someone as formidable as Bruce Lee in such a manner. It's safe to say he likely regretted his decision, learning the hard way about the power of Bruce's famous 1-inch punch. Finally, we have footage of Bruce Lee demonstrating his famous 1-inch punch. This technique, known as the 1-in punch, is truly remarkable. Imagine trying to punch someone from a typical distance, allowing your arm to gather momentum before striking. For Bruce, this conventional approach was unnecessary. Instead, he stood just an inch away from his target and still managed to generate enough force to send them backward. The 1-in punch showcases an extraordinary blend of power and speed, making it one of the most impressive martial arts moves ever devised. Many have attempted to replicate Bruce's feat, but few have succeeded. It's a testament to his unparalleled skill and expertise. Bruce Lee's legacy as a martial artist is unparalleled. His groundbreaking achievements, captured on video, continue to inspire generations. His story serves as a reminder that with determination and dedication, anything is possible. Do you have any fond memories or thoughts about Bruce Lee? Share them with us in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video, and if you found it informative, please like and subscribe to Time Capsule for similar content. We look forward to sharing more knowledge with you in the future. Until then, take care.